Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings and mercy be upon you. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, teenagers, children and teenagers, today's video is a very special reminder to, you know, when you're going through difficulties in your school, because you spend 6 hours in school, 6 hours and a half, 7 hours, it depends what country you are in, okay? And you're spending time with your teacher, you're spending time with students, and you're going through some different books. You're going through maths book, you're going through English book, you're going through science book, you're going through grammar book, you're going through psychology, and IT and the other subjects, right? There's so many subjects. So you're going through these subjects and you're there learning, and your brain is taking a lot of information during the day, and you're coming across some difficulties. Now, as human beings, sometimes what we do is we rely on ourselves. We depend on ourselves. We're like, we have to do this. We have to do it right. Come on. Why are we not getting it right? And we start to think maybe there's something wrong with us, right? So for example, if the teacher asks you a question and you don't put your hand up, but even though you think you know the answer, you don't put your hand up because you're feeling shy, or you feel like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to wait for another student to put their hand up. Or for example, if someone is always getting the answer correctly and you're like, oh man, I knew that was the answer. Or if you're really struggling with one subject, but with another subject, you're finding it really easy, and you say to yourself, how come I'm so good at this subject, but at that subject I'm not good? You think there's something wrong. You think there's something wrong with you. But what I want to say to you is that every difficulty you come across in your life is meant to be there because of a wisdom from God. There is something that God knows about you and about the situation, and you might find out what that reason is in this life, but you would definitely understand it in the hereafter. So as Muslims, we believe that there is a next life, and thank God, because the next life, there is paradise. So let's get back to here. Let's get back to earth. We're not in paradise right now. Let's get back to the earth. In this earth, what can we do when we face in difficulties? This is a reminder to turn to God. This is a reminder to say to God, God, I'm really struggling here. I find this really difficult. Can you please help me? And guess what, guys? God is the all-hearing. No matter what language you speak into him, he understands and he hears the dua. Dua is the Arabic word, and it means, in English, it means prayer. So you're making a prayer to God to change your situation, to make it from difficulty into ease. And I'm going to share something with you so beautiful from the Quran, which is God says that with every difficulty comes ease. Every difficulty. Sometimes we come across a difficulty and we're like, yeah, I don't think there's a solution for this. I think this is how my life is meant to be. I think it's just meant to be hard, for life. But no, actually, no, there is going to be ease. Trust and believe there is going to be ease. So what it is for you to do so that you can see the ease, when you go through difficulty, you know what you can do? You can say to yourself, okay, what's all of the positives that are coming out of this difficulty? What's all of the positives? So for example, if you're finding a subject really hard, if you're finding a topic really hard, a book really hard, you can say to yourself, well, one of the positives that's coming out of this is that I can challenge myself, and by challenging myself, I can progress and I can get a higher grade more than I expected. And that's just one positive. You can actually come up with 10 positives that are out of a difficult situation, and you will see that there is ease in the situation. You will see that the difficulty gets easier and easier and easier, and before you know it, you've mastered the subject. You've done it really well. So listen, this is a very short video, just a reminder, a very powerful reminder for the rest of your life. anytime you find yourself in a difficult situation in school, because right now you guys are spending 6 hours and a half around that time in school, right? And there's difficulty you're coming across. So anytime you're doing it, just turn to God and say, God, please, 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 please make this easy for me. You can say it any way you want, by the way. Let it come from the heart. Let it come from the heart. You know what I mean? Like, don't be like distracted when you're making the prayer, you know? Like, be present and know that God is hearing you, and God, He will respond. God actually says that in the Quran. He says that when my servant calls upon me, I respond. Now, what does that mean? I respond. Does it mean He will give us exactly what we want? Yes, it does. Sometimes it does mean that He gives us exactly what we want. And other times He gives us something even better. Even better, like something you haven't even imagined. So turn to God. That's what I'm saying. Turn to God. Don't put it all onto yourself. Don't take the difficulty and feel like you have to solve it by yourself. Give it to God, because He is the most powerful, the all-powerful. All right then, guys, it was so lovely speaking to you. I hope that you guys loved this video and that you got a lot of benefit from it. Love you, and see you next video.